Today, let us start with a new chapter, Evans Tries an O Level by Colin Dexter. Now, this is a chapter where very dexterously all characters have been woven together in such a manner that it is brought out that if people thinks criminal don't have a mind, they are wrong because criminals do have a mind, and between crime and punishment it's a race of intelligence. So one who is more intelligent will of course win the race. Now, this is a detective fiction dealing with the account of the jailbreak by Evans, a criminal who was an expert in escaping from prison. The story deals with his smartness, foresight, and planning his escape. With his meticulous planning and keen observation, Evans outsmarts the prison authorities. The story deals with the clever escape of Evans and the governor's pursuit to catch him. Evans, with his ready wit and charm, proves at the end that things are not what they seem to be, and we should not jump to the conclusions hastily. Now, let us begin with the line by line explanation, but first, let us know about the author Colin Dexter. About the writer. Born in England, Norman Colin Dexter was a British crime fiction writer who is celebrated for his detective novel series Inspector Morse, which were between 1975 and 1999, and adapted as an ITV television series Inspector Morse from 1987 to 2000. Some of his work include As Good as Gold, The Inside Story, The Neighborhood Watch. Dexter earned 2 silver dagger, 2 golden daggers, and a diamond dagger from the Crime Writers Association of Britain. Now, what is a gold dagger? A gold dagger is an award given annually by the Crime Writers Association of the United Kingdom since 1960 for the best crime novel of the year. Since Evans was a best crime novel and Norman Colin Dexter was an expert in this genre. And from 1969 to 2005, a silver dagger was awarded to the runners-up. So, this particular writer, that is Norman Colin Dexter, was knighted in 2000, honored as an officer of the Order of the British Empire. Now, this particular story takes place in the HM prison, Oxford, which is mentioned in the chapter. Now, HM Prison Oxford was a prison located in Oxford Castle from 1888 until 1996. The castle had been used as a prison since the 17th century, but it only acquired the name HM Prison Oxford in the 1888 prison reforms. This story, Evans Tries an O Level, depicts a clash of wit between a criminal and the law enforcing authorities, in which the prisoner Evans befalls the authorities and escape from the prison. Evans, who is a criminal and who has been kept in jail for a long time because of his past record, people used to call him Evans the Break, because he is quite good at breaking out of prisons, having done so thrice before, and people are so aware that he could make another escape. Oxford Prison had very strict officers and assistants where Evans was kept as a criminal. In this story, we will learn about his attempt to break through using a clever plan. He even includes his friends to accomplish his mission. The governor of the prison, who is a wise and experienced officer of law, and he knew Evans have this past record and is very cautious. Now this time, Evans comes up with a strange request that sitting inside the jail, he wanted to get some academic qualification. We learn about the wit of a criminal and how it helps him to escape. And he says, He wanted to appear for the O-level examination, and how he used his examination as a medium of escape, that is quite interesting to know in this chapter. He made a very good, foolproof plan, and he escaped from the prison and used this level, means used this O-level examination as a medium of escape. And this is why this exam carries an importance in this particular chapter. Now, Evans was a congenital means by birth, naturally inherited kleptomaniac. Now, kleptomaniac is someone who had a very strong wish to steal and that they cannot control, usually considered to be a type of psychological disorder. Now, Evans was a congenital kleptomaniac, a young criminal who manipulates a situation to get away from the lockup. What comes as great in the plot of the story is the element of mystery that becomes intense as the escape is right under the nose of the prison officials. If the government and law enforcing officials are vigilant, means sharp-eyed, crime can be detected and criminals can be booked. But criminal like Evans can hoodwink the authorities and escape punishment as soon as officials are slow and lack alertness and wit. The comic element in the mystery gets highlighted when the officials themselves escort the prisoner Evans out of the jail, at times overdoing things and overlooking minor details, yet important ones can backfire. And this is what exactly happened in the story Evans tries an O-level. Now, on one hand, the well-equipped and efficient jail authorities laid out a foolproof network to keep Evans from breaking away. But on the other hand, was the prisoner himself, who too had meticulously laid out for himself a foolproof plan that worked out well because of his crafty brain and above all with the help and involvement of an intelligent team who are good at fooling others and seeing to the fact that their plan should not go wrong. Now the characters mentioned in the chapter are the Secretary of the Examination Board, the Governor of HM Prison Oxford, James Roderick Evans, the mastermind prisoner, Mr. Jackson, a prison officer, Mr. Stephen, a prison officer, but Mr. Jackson is a senior prison officer and Mr. Stephens was a junior prison officer. They are there to supervise the process of the examination, the German O-level examination that Evans was taking, and they were guarding, keeping an eye on everything. Then the Reverend S. McClary, an invigilator who was an important character and an instrument in Evans' escape, Mr. Carter, detective superintendent, Mr. Bell, detective chief inspector. Characters in nutshell. The major important character is James Roderick Evans. He was described as a pleasant person despite his criminal nature. He is highly intelligent and utilizes his brain as well as his extensive network of accomplices, the person who is a partner in crime, to create the most interesting prison break. Appearance can be deceptive, and this statement holds true in Evans' case. Evans' calm, pleasant, and amusing temperament and his insight into the working of the minds of prison authorities helped him in his smooth escape from the prison. He was a congenital kleptomaniac. Now, the next important character is the governor. He is a very intelligent and analytical and an experienced officer of law and cleverly discovers Evans' actual plan despite Evans' misdirection. He is also an overconfident fellow who did not check the identity of prison officers, and Evans tricks him again, and at last he became a gullible fool. Next important character is the McClary. He was actually the invigilator of Evans' O-level German exam, but he was gagged and tied in his flat on the day of exam. Evans, accomplished, takes his disguise and was instrumental in success of Evans' plan of escape. Next character is the Stephens. He was a burly, surly-looking man who has newly joined the jail authority. He was the junior prison officer. He was devoted towards his duty. He was on watch throughout the exam to ensure that Evans did not do anything to escape. Jackson is the senior prison officer at the wing. Though he look stern, but he is soft at heart. He was warm enemy of Evans and meticulously searched Evans' cell to ensure that he was not hiding any sharp weapons or secret weapon that he can use in his escape or he can use for his escape. Mr. Carter, detective superintendent, he was the officer who called on the scene after Evans' escape. However, Evans misled him to head to Ellisville Way, unknowingly helped Evans completing his escape. The last character is Mr. Bell. Detective Chief Inspector was the senior officer at St. Aldeth's Police Station. The whole story highlights the battle of wits between the prison authorities and criminals. Despite of their best efforts of the jail authorities, they are not able to stop Evans from breaking away from the jail. Now, what is the genre of this particular story? It's a crime story narrating the effectiveness of the police authorities against cunning and intelligent criminals like Evans. Now, in our next presentation, in our next session, we are going to do the line by line explanation. Thank you.